Special Tuesday edition of the Chiefs Report, powered by Chad Sports. Tyler Jones here with you. Thanks for joining us as we are talking all things Chris Jones and Marquise Brown. We'll bring that all to you in just a matter of moments. Before we do that, folks, just a while back, a few weeks ago, we set a new like record here on the channel with 1,392 likes on a single video. And then the Raiders report, they got wind of that, and they said, we can beat that. They got over 1,400 likes on a video and said there's no way that the Chiefs report, that Tyler Jones and company could get 1,500 likes on a video. And I said, Mitch, you're a fraud. We can make it happen today, and we can do it right now. Like it up. Let's show Mitch who's boss, why we have the best fans in the National Football League, why we own the AFC West. Like the video, and we'll get started with today's show. Chris Jones, the one and only. What a career it's been for Chris Jones in Kansas City, a future first ballot Hall of Famer. He's got a brand new contract, and with the recent retirement of Aaron Donald, he is the undisputed number one interior defensive lineman in the entire National Football League. And you don't just need me to tell you that. NFL executives across the league voted Chris Jones as the number one interior defensive lineman entering 2024. ESPN's Jeremy Fowler had the following to say. Jones stamped his first number one in a major way, earning nearly 80% of the first place votes. He once stole votes from Donald and is now in a class by himself. Jones ranks first in the 2024 field in pass rush win rate for defensive tackles, 19.6%. And the 29 incompletions created by his pass rush ranked tied for second among defensive tackles. His size and consistent dominant effort is just so hard to block. He's such a mismatch because of how long and strong he is, and he can win from every spot, edge over center in the B gap. It's about damn time that we talked about Chris Jones in this regard. And granted, Aaron Donald was deservingly so to get the recognition he did over the last few years because he was the best defensive player in football for the last 5+ years at the very least. But Chris Jones has been right there, been right on Aaron Donald's toes, and now this is his time to shine. This is his moment going forward here. And you look at just where he's been at previously in these rankings. Last year he was second. The year before that, third. Second, and fifth. It's only been a matter of time before Chris Jones's name would eventually be called to be the best of the best at his position. And it's interesting now, without a doubt, the Chiefs enter 2024 with the best player at least three positions. When you talk about Mahomes at quarterback, Kelce at tight end, and then Chris Jones at the defensive tackle spot, that's how you build and continue a dynasty, is by having those foundational core, and that's what the Kansas City Chiefs have done so effectively. This is his position now. You compare him to the rest of the defensive tackles in the NFL, this list coming from the executives across the league. You can see Chris Jones, 1, Quinnen Williams, 2, Dexter Lawrence, 3, Jeffery Simmons, 4, Justin Madubuike at 5. He just got paid a lot of money. Christian Wilkins, he got a nice paycheck from the Las Vegas Raiders. Derrick Brown, DeForest Buckner, Kenny Clark, and Javon Hargrave there round out the top 10. The numbers from Chris Jones last year, only missed one game. That was the game that he held out against the Detroit Lions, and it was very evident how badly the Chiefs needed him when he did not play in that game, as he had 10.5 sacks for the season, 13 tackles for loss, 4 pass breakups, and 30 tackles. The year prior with 15.5 sacks, 4 pass breakups, 17 tackles for loss, and 44 tackles. And here's the reality. When you look at this Chiefs team with Chris Jones, not only is he the best player at his position, and he is a foundational piece to this Chiefs team with Mahomes and Kelce, I would argue he's the second most important player on this Chiefs team. Yes, that even is ahead of Travis Kelce, and Travis is one of the best tight ends we've ever seen in the history of the game. But you look at what this defense was without him, that small sample size, it was a night and day difference, and how different this defense is with Chris Jones. He's that type of impact player. You look at the money that Chris Jones is getting. There's going to be a lot of cash coming his way in the very near future. $1.25 million this year, $13.75 next year, followed by $19 million, $28.25, and then $38 million in 2028. And if you're the Kansas City Chiefs, it's pretty simple. He is worth every penny to this team with the production he's been able to bring to the table here over the last few years. So let's ask you to chime in now. Here on the Chiefs Report. Is Chris Jones the best defensive tackle in the NFL? I seem to think so. I know you think so. Type Y for yes, in for no. When in the comments section, tell us what you think. All right, let's talk Marquise Brown now. Is he the biggest fantasy value of sorts? Is this going to be the sneaky find that's going to be the difference in you winning your fantasy league this year? We will discuss that coming up in just a matter of moments. Before we do, show the bosses the Chiefs have the best fans in the world by liking today's video. We want to not only stick it to the Raiders Report, but we want to stick it to the bosses as well. They're doubting us. They don't think that we can get 1,500 likes on today's video. Do your part, like the video, and we'll continue here on today's show. A lot of excitement entering 2024 about Hollywood Brown making his debut with the Kansas City Chiefs this season. The former first-round pick out of Oklahoma had a good start to his career with the Baltimore Ravens. Then things slipped a bit in Arizona the last 2 seasons. Now he comes to Kansas City, joining this very fast receiving core with his jets that he brings with him. Xavier Worthy, the fastest player in the history of the NFL draft with that 4.21, and then Rashee Rice going 100 miles an hour in his own right. There's a lot of speed on this team, and I have high expectations for Marquise Brown, and Bleacher Report seems to think so as well, voting him the biggest fantasy surprise player to watch. Here's more from Gary Davenport. There will be no shortage of hype surrounding rookie Xavier Worthy as we move through camp, and Rashee Rice's legal issues and potential suspension add some uncertainty to the wide receiver room. But Brown is the most proven wideout on the team and a player who could be headed for the best season of his career. There's a good chance that he is. As long as he stays healthy, I think you're going to see a night and day difference from what he dealt with in Arizona. Remember, Kyler Murray wasn't healthy for much of the time that Marquise Brown was in Arizona, and we saw him play at an elite level when he was alongside Lamar Jackson in Baltimore. You look at the statistics, just the difference that it makes. His last season, Baltimore had over 1,000 yards and 6 touchdowns. Then, with the inconsistent quarterback play, the injuries to Kyler Murray and all that, was held to just 574 yards last year and 709 yards in 2022. And you look at this receiving core entering this year with Rashee Rice there, Marquise Brown on the other side, Xavier Worthy there. They got some dudes on this team that they didn't have previously. And you think about last year, this Chiefs team won the Super Bowl with the worst receiving core in football. And now they're dramatically different. We'll see when this team gets Rashee Rice back. But the main thing is you just need Rashee Rice when it matters. Marquise Brown and Xavier Worthy both should be able to do enough to keep the ship moving until Rashee Rice is back with this team at full strength. Mahomes and Reid have done this before, right? I mean, we saw that this team took a big gamble when they moved on from Tyreek Hill. And it paid off tremendously here. And Tyreek Hill, he got paid, but he hasn't even come close to sniffing a Super Bowl at this point. For the Chiefs, they've been there and done that. They know this situation. And you think about what Mahomes does to elevate his guys. Here's a great example. Look at Juju Smith-Schuster. I don't think Juju's that great, to be honest with you. I think most people feel the same as I do. But Juju's 1 year in Kansas City, he had nearly 1,000 yards, 78 catches, 12 receptions. He goes to the New England Patriots, who were just an absolute dumpster fire last year and had all sorts of problems at the quarterback position with Mac Jones and Bailey Zappi and all that. And what happened? His numbers were cut less than half, was held to just 260 receiving yards, 29 catches, and 1 touchdown. That quarterback play makes a huge difference. I think that Brown's ceiling is incredibly high. He's never played with a quarterback like Patrick Mahomes. And even though he played with Lamar Jackson has never been an elite passer, right? This will be, without a doubt, the best passer that he's played with by a mile here. There should be high expectations for Marquise Brown. He's got a chance to be the top wide receiver on this Chiefs team from day one. If you're looking for a Chiefs player to draft, trying to find a sneaky find for that fantasy team, highly recommend you go after Marquise Brown. You will not be disappointed, folks. Which Chief are you going to draft in fantasy this year? Is it Marquise Brown or is it somebody else? In the comment section, let us know what you think. I got my eyes on Marquise Brown, certainly so, but I think Xavier Worthy might be a good potential find, too. Let us know in the comment section. Subscribe now to the Chiefs Report for continuing Kansas City Chiefs coverage each and every day here on the channel. I'm Tyler Jones. We'll see you next time.